Number seven, we have high protein backups. And with this, really, it's just about making life as easy and convenient as possible by having these sorts of high protein snacks on hand. Obviously, this isn't going to be an everyday thing, but you know, when life gets busy and you just have to like grab something, right? Sometimes it's difficult to sort of have something high protein there. So you may grab whatever's on in the sort of office kitchen or whatever's on the table in front of you just to satisfy whatever craving or hunger pang that you have. And so having a sort of plan B on hand can be useful to ensure that you stay obviously fueled whilst avoiding higher calorie alternatives. And to be honest, now, given that literally Ninja or Hunger Station Market is 5 minutes away, including the time it takes you to place the order, like these things are on hand at all times, right? There's literally like no excuse to not be able to, even if you're driving past one of these, what are they called, Dukan places. You know, you can pop in, grab something from the fridge, and then you're sorted. And really, how to implement this, it's worth mentioning that not all of these like high protein type snacks are created equal, right? Protein or people putting protein on the packaging or in the food, no matter how small it is, just means they can hike up the price because it's a trend, right? Just like gluten-free has been a trend, high protein is a trend, low fat is a trend. And so it means people can basically, or brands can charge more for what they are actually offering. And so it's really important for you to get an understanding as to what the back of pack looks like. And so, for example, I remember seeing this years ago, and it's you've got these Lenny and Larry's cookies, right? They're plant-based, high fiber, baked nutrition, whatever that means. 16 grams of protein from plant sources, this kind of stuff, right? And literally, this cookie, well, first of all, it tells you a serving size is half a cookie. Like whoever has half a cookie. But anyway, so the full cookie, right, is 460 calories, which I mean is the equivalent of what, like two and a half chicken breasts, Marvin, maybe in terms of like calories. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here you can see it's got 16 grams of protein, which is, I don't know, you get that from basically one of these
Yogurt.
Greek yogurts. Yeah, 16 grams. And it's probably half the calories as well. And then you've got the sugar, you've got the sort of the fat content in here as well. So really, and we won't go into kind of what's in here anyway in terms of the ingredients, but what I'm saying is make sure you don't just take the word for it of the marketing labels which are on the packet. Look at the nutrition facts, do your homework, ask myself and Marvin before you obviously are spending money on all of these high protein type brands. These are going to be some really solid basics because they're more kind of, well, less processed in a way, less sugar, less fat in them. And one of the things that you can do, especially if maybe you're someone who travels, is you can sort of bulk buy, I don't know, protein bars ahead of time. So you've got something in your bag for when you are on the plane, for example. And it doesn't mean you have to eat one of those really horrible kind of cooked pizzas, which is a terrible bread to cheese ratio anyway. So having something on hand is really sort of useful, and it will just tie you over until then you can get your main meal.